Here's something your doctor probably hasn't told you. There's a vitamin that has a direct molecular pathway into prolactinoma tumors, into the actual cells making up the tumor. And multiple peer-reviewed studies link low levels of it to larger tumor size. That vitamin is vitamin D, and the story of how it works is worth understanding. Researchers took 67 women with newly diagnosed prolactinomas and compared them to healthy controls matched for age, weight, and BMI. Two things stood out. First, prolactinoma patients had significantly lower vitamin D than the healthy group. Second, and this is the important part, women with larger tumors had lower vitamin D than women with smaller tumors. When they ran the statistics, vitamin D was a statistically significant predictor of tumor size, not just prolactin levels, tumor size. This has since been confirmed in a 2024 systematic review. Low vitamin D and larger prolactinomas consistently appear together across the literature. But why? That's where the story gets interesting. These tumors are made up of cells called lactotrophs, pituitary cells that have gone rogue. Instead of producing prolactin in a controlled way, they produce it continuously and keep multiplying. Inside each of those cells is a protein called the Vitamin D Receptor, the VDR. Think of it as a switch that's waiting to be flipped. When active vitamin D arrives and flips that switch, the VDR moves into the cell nucleus and does something remarkable. It blocks a gene called PIT1. PIT1 is the instruction telling those tumor cells to keep making prolactin and keep dividing. It's both the prolactin switch and the growth switch, running continuously in prolactinoma cells. Active vitamin D, through the VDR, walks into the nucleus and puts its hand over that instruction. PIT1 gets quietened, less prolactin, less cell division. That's a direct molecular break inside the tumor cells. That vitamin D is either applying or not applying depending on a person's levels. Here's where it gets darker. Low vitamin D means the VDR break isn't being applied. PIT1 runs freely. The tumor produces more prolactin. But then that prolactin, the very thing the tumor is overproducing, physically blocks the VDR from getting into the nucleus. Even when vitamin D is present, the tumor's own prolactin is disabling the break. So the lower the vitamin D, the more the tumor grows. The more the tumor grows, the more prolactin it produces. The more prolactin, the more the VDR gets blocked. The more the VDR gets blocked, the less vitamin D can do its job. It's a self-reinforcing loop, and it explains why vitamin D deficiency and larger tumors consistently appear together. They're feeding each other. Here's something almost nobody mentions. Vitamin D can't activate the VDR on its own. It has to be converted into its active form first, and that conversion requires magnesium. Two separate conversion steps, both requiring magnesium-dependent enzymes. If magnesium is low, vitamin D can't be fully activated. Someone could be supplementing vitamin D and still not getting the VDR benefit because the conversion isn't completing. Correct magnesium first, then vitamin D, in that order. A 2023 study found that cabergoline, the standard treatment, was significantly more effective in women with normal vitamin D levels than in those who were deficient. The authors specifically recommended that cabergoline-resistant patients be checked for vitamin D deficiency. Think about that. The same drug, working harder just because vitamin D levels were optimized. Cabergoline suppressing prolactin through the dopamine pathway, vitamin D suppressing PIT1 through the VDR, two completely different routes hitting the same target. Get a 25-hydroxy vitamin D level tested. It's a standard blood test. Above 75 nanomoles per liter is the target, ideally closer to 100. Start magnesium glycinate at 200 to 300 milligrams elemental magnesium daily. It's the most bioavailable form and the one least likely to cause stomach upset. Then add vitamin D3, always taken with a meal containing fat, because vitamin D is fat soluble and absorbs poorly without it. And don't delay seeing an endocrinologist. This is an adjunct, not a replacement for cabergoline or bromocriptine, but the evidence is strong enough that vitamin D levels should be part of the conversation with a specialist. Low vitamin D, a disabled break, a self-reinforcing loop, and a simple, safe, inexpensive fix that might make your treatment work better. The references are in the description. Every study cited with its PubMed ID, so you can go straight to the source. See you in the next one.